Bonadar, good morning. I'm sorry I can't be with you here today, but I hope you have a fantastic day and that this video provides a useful introduction to our mental health toolkit. Some time ago we began a conversation with the Wales TUC and heard that mental health problems were becoming a major issue for workers across Wales and that many of you were seeking advice and guidance about how to support people in your workplace. This came as no surprise to us. 1 in 4 people experience mental health problems in any given year, and we're all too aware of the impact that austerity is having on people's lives. We know that cuts are hitting people at home and at work, that people are being asked to do more but with less resources, to work longer hours under more pressure for less pay. We know that people are struggling to pay rent, food and utility bills, that welfare reform is hitting the unemployed and the working poor, that people are living in substandard accommodation as changes to housing benefits force them out of their homes. All of this creates the perfect storm, and we are seeing people's mental health deteriorate as they struggle with the realities of 2014. It's affecting thousands of individuals and their families. It's affecting the employed and the unemployed. Mental health does not discriminate. A common myth is that people with mental health problems can't work. Nearly half of employers think that none of their staff will ever have a mental health problem. In reality, research has shown that 1 in 6 workers experience depression, anxiety, or problems relating to stress at any one time. That's 1 in 6 people in your office, on your factory floor, or sat in your work canteen. It's likely to be 1 in 6 people in this very room. If the Wales TUC represents nearly 500,000 workers, that equates to 83,000 people with mental health problems. We believe that mental health is everyone's business, and it's great to see trade union reps across Wales engaged in this agenda. But we also need employers to step up because mental health is their business too. In fact, the costs associated with poor mental health in the workplace, such as reduced productivity and increased staff turnover, amount to nearly £1.2 billion per year, equivalent to £860 for every employee in the Welsh workforce. Conversely, improving mental health and wellbeing can reduce sickness absence and increase performance. A mentally healthy workplace is a more productive workforce. Look after your employees and they are likely to stay loyal and work hard for you. I realise that these concepts are not unfamiliar to the trade union movement, which has fought long and hard for fair pay and fair conditions, for social justice and equality. That's why we're incredibly proud to have been working with the Wales TUC over the past couple of years, an organisation that has been at the forefront of fighting for its members' rights. About 6 months ago, we launched our Workers' Mental Health Information Booklet, a document produced in collaboration with the Wales TUC Equality Committee. It was very well received and we promised that we would develop a comprehensive toolkit for trade union reps. We asked for your views on what this toolkit should contain. You said that you wanted it to better inform you about mental health, to help you talk to people about mental health problems, and to signpost them onto relevant services. You wanted to know your rights and what actions you could take to improve mental health and wellbeing in your workplaces. We've incorporated many of your suggestions into the briefing you see before you today. It's an example of real collaboration between Gofal, the Wales TUC, and importantly, its members. You should all have a copy with you here today. We're really proud of this document. And I'm just going to talk you through some of the contents at the moment. So feel free to pick them up on your tables and have a browse through. So we've got some information about what mental health is, that we all have mental health, just like we all have physical health, that lots of different aspects can impact on your mental health, from work, finance, accommodation, your physical well-being. We believe that all of these aspects impact on mental health, and also your mental health impacts on these aspects of your life. So it's really important that we look after people's mental health. We're also clear about what different mental health problems are, outlining some and pointing you in the right direction for more information. And we're also clear that mental illness does not equal poor mental well-being. Someone can have a diagnosed mental illness and they can be managing that well and live a fruitful life with good mental well-being, and that's really important to remember. We've done a sheet on why it's important to your role. So again, reiterating the 1 in 6 British workers will experience problems with anxiety, depression and stress. We're also talking about the current financial climate. We know that's affecting your employees, your colleagues at work, and it's really important that we appreciate that context. We've also talked about the impact on individuals and organisations, quoting research that you can use when you're talking about mental health in the workplace. We know that there are often myths that surround mental health, so we've reproduced some of the myths and facts from the Wales Time to Change campaign. So people think that mental health problems are very rare. Actually, they affect 1 in 4 people. People think that mental illness means that you can't work. We know this isn't the case. We know that people with mental health problems are working among us and around us all of the time. So hopefully this sheet will arm you with the tools to try and bust some of those myths in your workplace. We've also included the 5 ways to wellbeing, and these are really simple steps that you can take to improve wellbeing for yourself and for your colleagues. Connecting with people, being active, taking notice of the environment around you, keep learning. I know that's something really close to all of your hearts today. And of course giving to the wider community, and all of you as trade union reps do that every single day. We've got some more ideas about what you can do as a trade union rep, and those might include simple steps like talking more openly in your workplace, but also holding events, marking World Mental Health Day, encouraging your organisations to sign up to the Time to Change Wales pledge. So there's a sheet of lots of different bullet points that you can utilise, small, big steps, whatever you can do at this moment in time. And also different activities you can participate in the workplace. We've also got a sheet on what your employer can do. And what we've done is we've based this around 8 different areas of life. We don't want mental health just to be seen as a diagnosis and medication. We want people to recognise that things at work, things with finance, things at home and your environment can impact on your wellbeing. So we've come up with lots of different things that you can try and get your employer to do in the workplace around all these 8 areas of life, from things like providing supportive feedback to colleagues, to providing advice services for financial issues, to providing good education and training, healthy food in the canteen, access to gyms or discounts for exercise in the community. Things around supporting parenting and caring relationships, flexible working hours, creche provision, and things around social and spiritual and cultural issues as well. So we're looking at the whole range of areas and what your employer can do to improve them. We've also included the stats around mental health problems costing the workplace about £1.2 billion every year. That's a really important argument for you to use when you're trying to get your employer to put mental health on the agenda. We've got a briefing sheet about Time to Change Wales, all the different aspects of the campaign and how you can get involved, including the organisational pledge, where we're asking organisations across Wales to do their bit to end stigma and discrimination. We've got a briefing sheet about spotting the signs. People are always saying to us, how do we know if someone's experiencing anxiety or depression? Well, we've got some tips in there and also some bullet points around how you might be able to help. Really simple things like listening, talking, staying in touch, but really important when you think someone's experiencing a mental health problem. We've also got talking tips. So a lot of the time people say, I don't know how to talk about my mental health problem. It's really scary, it's really intimidating. And then we've got other people who say, I don't know how to talk to someone else about their mental health problem. I don't want to offend them. I don't want to ignore it. I want to show them that I care, but I don't know how to use the right words and have the right conversation. So we've got a briefing sheet that includes talking tips for someone with mental health problems and someone who might have a friend or colleague with mental health problems. And that's a really useful tool to help you communicate with your colleagues. We've also got some ideas about where people can find help, whether it's through trade union reps or whether it's through more formal structures like the GP's practice or different helplines. We've got a list of different helplines that you can print out, photocopy, hand out to your colleagues if they're wanting to speak to someone like the Call helpline or the Mind helpline about their mental health, or even the Citizens Advice Bureau and Shelter Cymru. Because as we've said, all aspects of life impact on wellbeing, so it's important that people are able to access the right support and information. We've also got some information about improvements to local mental health services. So a new Welsh-specific law came into force a couple of years ago that was supposed to improve services at your GP surgery, where they can refer you on to the different types of advice and support that you can access. So take a look at that, and if someone comes to you saying they're experiencing mental health problems, photocopy it, send them along to their GP and show them the sorts of services that they can access. We've also got some information about people's rights. So a lot of you during the construction of this said, we kind of want to know what our rights are in terms of discrimination. So we've done a briefing sheet on the Equality Act and where you can get more information about bullying and discrimination in the workplace. So please check that out as well. We've got some tips around looking after yourself in the workplace, talking to your employer, how you can ask for help and support and reasonable adjustments, and top tips if you're approaching this issue with your employer. We've also got some quite important information about looking after trade union reps and activists, because we all know that you do really difficult jobs, that you're pressured day in, day out by employers up there, but also fellow colleagues who may be coming to you with problems. It can be a really tough job, and a really important point is that you need to look after your mental health and well-being. You need to be able to take a step and make sure that you're healthy, that you're able to do your day job and your union job without feeling down, without it affecting your well-being. So we've got some top 10 tips by activists about how you can look after your mental health as well. We're really pleased with this toolkit. I hope that it's of use to you when you go away today. We hope that this toolkit starts conversations, raises awareness and helps people to speak out and seek help. We hope that it gives you the tools to make a difference to the mental health and wellbeing of your colleagues and helps to improve the culture, policies and practice within your organisations. We know that change takes time and we know that everything can't be solved overnight. But small steps will take you and your organisations in the right direction and start to make a real difference. We're really proud to have worked with the Wales TUC, a strong movement with a rich history of fighting for fairness, equality and social justice. I hope you go away from today feeling empowered and inspired, armed with the tools to make a difference to people's lives. As I said before, you've got copies on your tables of the toolkit in English, but there's also some copies available in Welsh, so please speak to a member of Wales TUC staff to pick those up if you'd like a copy in Welsh. And the toolkit's also able to download it from the Wales TUC website and the Gofal website. At Gofal, we're currently conducting a survey about people's experiences of mental health problems, and we'd really appreciate your help in promoting this survey. So if you or a colleague has been to a GP to seek help, advice, information and support about mental health in the past year, please go on our website and check out the survey. Everyone who enters is in with a chance of winning a Kindle Fire, and the survey should only take about 5 minutes of your time. I think the website is up on the screen at the moment, so please do check it out if you have been to your GP to access advice, help and support. We really want to hear your views so that we can influence how services develop and improve in the future. Thank you.